YouTube. Look, I'm going to just start off by saying this. If this leak turns out to be true, the entire competitive meta of Pokemon is going to change. But before I get into that, I just want to get these starter Pokemon out of the way. All right. Now, if you do not know, a couple days ago, there was a leak finally after so many months, 2 to be exact. I know I'm exaggerating. It was 2 months ago that we were first introduced to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and we got introduced to the trailer and the starter Pokemon, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. Sorry about that. Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. And there was that whole debate that was going around about what the final typings of these Pokemon were going to be. We got introduced to them, the region, and that's it, really, right? No other news came after that, and it's been 2 months. The only thing that we had in between was the rumored leak about the legendary Pokemon and Armored Evolution, right? Nothing. And of course, everybody assumes that we are going to get more information at E3, rightfully so. But the leak is that the entire PokeDex has fell in our laps. 90% of people, including myself, believe these to be fake, but there's always that what if. You know what I mean? Like, what if? And I have a problem with some things on the list, this list that I will address later, but right now I want to give you all the rundown of the starter Pokemon. So we're going to start off with Grookey, right? So Grookey, he stays a grass mono starter the entire evolution. He is not grass and rock. I don't think anyone else thought he would be grass and anything else. It was pretty much he's going to be just a grass starter Pokemon. So it goes from Grookey to Drumpan to Chimpango. Honestly, there's no pictures to go with it, so I don't know what to show you. But that's it for Grookey for all that we know. We got Sobble, the water starter. He evolves in Nervous. I just caught that. He evolves in a Nervous, and then Fearless. So, Fearless. So, we about to get a ripped buff salamander thing. And he goes from water, and then his second stage of evolution is to water ghost, and then his final stage is also water ghost. Then we're moving on to Scorbunny, our Speedy Gonzalez. He was going in multiple directions. People thought, fire steel because he was running up the clockwork tower thing, or fire and electric because, when he was running, the electricity burned up from his feet. But it has been confirmed. Well, not confirmed. I don't want to say confirmed because, this is a rumored leak. To be fire, second evolution, fire, third evolution, fire steel. Like I said, no pictures. So this is a Pokédex with just their number, their number, their name, and their typings. And if they evolve from a previous Pokemon that we already know about, which I do want to get into as well, because there's one Pokemon that we have been praying to get an evolution from for the longest time. I might as well just tell you because I'm hype about it. Dunsparce. Ladies and gentlemen, I was scanning through the list, scanning through the rumored Pokédex leak, and I see Dunsparce's name come up. And I'm like, Dunsparce? I was like, Dunsparce, the worm thing that Ash can never seem to catch no matter when he runs into this thing? You telling me that finally gets an evolution? Oh, Lord. About damn time he gets a proper evolution. Now, what I don't agree with is the typing that they gave him or her, because I'm not sexist. I don't agree with the typing that they gave him, right? They made him, he was already a normal type, but then they put on fairy type, the fairy typing at the end. And normally I wouldn't have a problem with this, but for the longest time, he has been considered, and still is in every Pokédex entry, the land snake Pokemon. The land snake Pokemon. You have to change his title now, because I refuse to believe that there's a fairy snake out there. I refuse. I don't even want to see his evolution. I wanted him to have an evolution, or her, but not if he's going to become a fairy type. Like, no, absolutely not. How do you have a land snake Pokemon? It's been so long since I've discussed Dunsparce, but I remember it like off the top of my head. No, first of all, every Pokédex entry says he uses his tail to burrow underground, and he shares tunnels with Diglets and Dugtrios. So if he's underground, it would make sense that he would be a ground type Pokemon or a rock type, right? Normal in rock, normal in ground. Or if he's a snake, kicking the dragon type. Normal dragon. I don't understand what the problem is here. But no, they chose to go with fairy types. But that's like the high of the high. And we have one more thing that I want to cover here. One more thing. And it was what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of nervous because the meta of the game is going to change. I promise you. Because if these Pokemon, if this turns out to be true, we are going to have a handful of Pokemon that are just monsters in the game. Okay? Because you can't hit them first. Lord, you can't hit these Pokemon that they're coming out with. These typings, these duo typings that they are coming out with are getting out of hand. Okay? They don't even give a fuck anymore. Because if you look at this, it's just a handful of them, but you can only bring 6 with you. If these Pokemon turn out to be viable, they're going to destroy the meta. I mean, hell, my boots shake every time a Ludicolo dips into the damn game when I'm battling people online. When I don't do it anymore because I've just lost interest in Pokemon as of recently, well, as of a long time ago. But not to say I did play, Sun and Moon. I didn't play Ultra Sun and Moon. They weren't getting me. But like the typings, right? First, Score Bunny, Fire, Steel. Fire beats Steel types. How are you gonna have a Fire Steel Pokemon? But that's not even the worst of it. You know what I'm saying? Because at least you can put damage in on that, right? If you're a Fire and you're a Steel type, well then I'm just gonna Earthquake you and call it a day, assuming I get that hit off first. But then I was looking, I saw typings like Fire and Grass, Ice and Dragon, Poison and Fairy. Let's just stop right there. Let's just stop right there because look, Fairy typings only have 2 super effective weaknesses. Okay? Only 2. Right? Poison being one of them. If you make a fairy typing that's also a poison, it now only has 1 weakness. And everything else hits it for like neutral damage. So I already know that this Pokemon is going to be a problem within the meta and is easily within the first 24 hours of it going live. I'm just being honest with you. It's going to easily make Ubers as a poison fairy typing. Then you have Electric and Water. That's nothing new. We've seen Electric and Water before with Lantern. Was it Lantern? Yeah, the weird fish. You know what I'm talking about. I don't think it was Lantern. I could be wrong. I'm going to look it up. Like, don't quote me on that. Now, of course, you said Fire, Steel. Then you have Normal and Ghost typing. Fighting in Dark. Ice and Grass. Bug and Psychic. Rock and Steel. Rock and Fire. Look. What I'm saying is, no. That's what I'm saying. In addition to that these Pokemon are going to be very interesting to look at. Very interesting to look at. And I believe that from a standpoint of just playing through the game and actually enjoying the game, I'm going to enjoy using these Pokemon because I'm going to use them. Oh yeah, I'm going to use it. How a Fire and Grass type Pokemon doesn't catch themselves on fire, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you, right? How an Ice Dragon with a dragon being weak to ice isn't frozen themselves, whatever. Normal Ghost typing. How do they breed? A normal type can't touch a ghost type. So if you're a normal ghost and you trying to go get your Elmo tickled, how are you going to breed? Look, these are just questions that need answers, but it's a Pokemon game. You're like, Hugo, you're thinking way too hard in this. You're probably right. But if this list turns out to be true and you're a competitive Pokemon player, if you don't have these on your team, I'm not saying you're going to lose. I'm saying you're going to be in for the fight of your life. Because this is along the lines of how if you're old enough, back in the day when you had to fight against a Sableye or a Spiritomb, there was nothing you could hit them with for super effective damage against. And they were pissing me off. Cynthia in Gen 4, her Spiritomb pissed me off. Because you just had to go in there with your strongest Pokemon and your strongest move and you hope for the best. That's all you could do. And that's what you're going to get with something like this. But like I said, I will be using these Pokemon in my playthrough if this list turns out to be canon and these are actually the Pokemon that we have. I am very excited. I hope that they do keep the 133 number for the actual Pokemon that they're going to be introducing into the game. Because if you think about it, the more Pokemon you have, the bigger region that you need to have in order to space them out. So that means we're going to be getting a very decent sized map to explore along the lines of, you know, 1st gen, 3rd gen, or, you know, 5th gen. So yeah, all in all, good leak. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Whether it's like, Hugo, you're tripping, like those typings, they don't mean anything. This game is going to be amazing, and if the meta does change, it's going to change for the better because it's going to be more competitive. Or if you're much like me and you're like, Hugo, I'm on your side. The typings need to make sense. Otherwise, what was the point to have typings and them to deliver different damages? But that's all I have for y'all today. If you're new, please subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. It helps me out greatly. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. And like always, keep it safe and wrap it tight. I'm out.
Whoever frags their last man. We have the take all enemy zones.
Группе обороны занять свои места. Это не учение. Приближая ожидание занять передовые
UAV MTL 50% check.
Capturing Alpha. Taking Alpha. Capturing multiple zones. Out of lives. Our reputation's built on switching sides. Prevent hostile forces from taking our zones.
Группе обороны занять свои места. Приближается сила противника. Это не учение. Приближая ожидание занять передовые
In the turn.
complete. Nice work.